Hi, I'm Sproins, and welcome back to another episode of the Hermit Pack. And today what I want to do is something that the title for this video has almost definitely spoiled. But just in case you didn't read the title of the video, I want to create some kind of system where we automatically spawn in a wither boss, automatically kill that boss, and then automatically harvest the wither star that he drops, and then use that wither star for power. And it should be pretty insane, pretty crazy. I know we've been working on power and all kinds of tech stuff here lately, but it's just something that I really want to get out of the way so I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I think this is probably one of the best ways to go about doing that, is with the wither star, nether star generators. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and catch up what I did in between episodes. It really wasn't a whole lot, but we might as well talk about it anyway. So the first thing you may have already noticed is this armor that I'm wearing. It's dark plate, so all this dark steel armor. And I put empowered on it, so some of the damage is absorbed as RF. And I also put protection, unbreaking, and mending on all of them. I gave respiration to the helm, depth strider 3 to the boots, and then I also tried to put like blast protection and other stuff on them, but it wasn't showing up on the tooltip underneath their name, so I'm not sure. But I was just using this enchanter from Ender.io that I showed that we tried to enchant the spike with. But yeah, so this is my armor now, and it's much better than the diamond armor that I have. Nothing's changed over there. Okay, so these farms. Last time, I think all I had was an Enderman farm in there, and I went ahead and also put a blaze farm in there. I originally had the blaze farm over here, but I figured I could try to see how the system would handle having two spawners like in the same room, and it was going great. I actually had to turn it off because this chest was just getting backed up with all kinds of stuff. I tried to fix it a little bit. I also made a sound muffler from X Utilities too, just so I didn't have to listen to these guys crying in agony as they were brutally murdered. The bone cobalt cleaver now is only one more modifier away from becoming unbreakable, so that's great. It'll have beheading 10, luck 3, and unbreaking, so I'll never have to level it up again. It still has like 10,000, well, closer to 9,000 levels to go, and it is pretty slow, but it is definitely leveling up, even if it is slow. So yeah, and this thing has, I believe that is the amount of XP that it has, so 4,500 XP, which is ridiculous. This, however, it doesn't seem like you can transfer solidified experience through item conduits, which is kind of sad. I was trying to filter all of this out. I was able to filter out the blaze rods, which compact in a compacting drawer to blaze lamp, which is good, and same thing with the ender pearls. So yeah, we have quite a bit of ender pearls and quite a bit of blaze rods and quite a bit of experience, nebulous hearts, molten cores. Not really as many enderman heads as I would like, but it's okay. Yeah, we got so many I decided to just turn it off for now, save the power, whatever. And that's really the only thing that I've done. I believe I also killed a few of the wither guys, so nether stars, 13 of them now. But let's just see, how many heads were we getting? Or I guess they're called skulls, aren't they? Skull 94. And then, I mean, we're just going to have a ridiculous amount of power. But yeah, I think, since I already know what I want to do and how I want to do it, I think I might as well just go ahead and get everything ready, and then we can kind of build it together, and I'll explain like what each part does. But this is something that I want to build kind of out of the way. I might actually, let's see, I'll probably have to get some kind of chunk loader I don't really know what all options we have for chunk loading. I've just been using the let's see, the client settings, or no, not client settings. It's claimed chunks, right? So you can just click on a chunk to claim it. And if I were playing in like a survival world, then, or a server world, I mean, other people would not be able to build on my claim chunks. And then once you click it, you can shift click to chunk load it. So I just have pretty much my base area chunk load. I should probably get all the rest of this too, because this is my power. So that's probably more important. And yeah, you can also click and drag like that. And then right click to clear it. So yeah, and then whenever you go in and out, you can see the little Sproins team. So if, like, I guess if I was on a server and I let other people join my team, they could also build on this land. But for me, it's just a way to keep the chunk loaded. But yeah, anyway, so I'll have to find a place somewhere out of the way, maybe not too far out of the way. I can send the power through a dimensional transceiver, so I'll probably just go like, I don't know, back over here somewhere and then dig straight down into the ground and set it up, just because I want to be as far away from it as possible. I don't want to have to hear the wither boss trying to explode its way out of my trap or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to gather all the things, find a suitable location, and then I will meet you back and we will start getting serious about power. Alright, we're back, and I do believe I have everything that I need in this bag right here. So let's go ahead and, like I said, I already found a good place to put the farm, so here it is. Click this thing, and there we go. So it's not too far from the base. Maybe we can see, yes, about 500 blocks that way. I'm also going to go ahead and put down a waypoint, so just call it nether farm, whatever for now, and we're going to turn it off. But just in case something happens and I have to get back here, we'll have a marker for it right there. So before I even begin, I do want to point out that this is not an original design. I am pretty much copying everything from another YouTuber named Biffa. So if you've seen his design, then you probably have an idea of what I'm about to do, because, well, like I said, I'm pretty much copying it. Pretty much just ripping it off, but it's a cool design. He already went through, you know, all of the trials of figuring stuff out so that I don't have to. So first thing, I guess I should probably light this place up. Is this even... Okay, this is not an even number of blocks. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter. And I might even have to expand this a little bit more. But yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff that we have here. So the first thing I think that I should probably do is put down these phantom placers. And on top of them, we're going to put down the witherproof Lawns Delight. Or however that is pronounced. So let's take a look at these recipes. The phantom placer takes an auto placer. I think I mentioned that I had tried to build some of these before for the first time that I was trying to make an auto hammer leveler, but it didn't really work out. So pretty simple recipe. And then the phantom face, block of ender pearl I showed earlier. We have a ton of those. So yeah, not really that difficult. So we have 7 of them, 1 for each of the wither's body, I guess. And then this stuff, Lawns Delight, or whatever, witherproof, only players can break, and you need 9 of these shards. So I've been getting these from the void miner, and I had enough to make 10, so I only needed 9, so I made 9, and that is that. So I guess it doesn't really matter where we put it. I'm actually going to, and here I don't have any. I did bring a whole bunch of soul sand because we're going to need to fill these in the phantom placers. Probably way more than I should have brought, but we're just going to kind of use them for like placeholder, I guess, or whatever. And I will most likely have to expand this room a little bit. I just want to get like the core design installed first. All right, so the first thing we want to do is, there is one thing I forgot to make, and that is there's an item that you need to link these to a block. So what was that thing even called? A phantom linker or something like that? Phantom connector. Okay. Alright, so redstone torch, that way we can right click, and we want these to all be pulse. So whenever we send them a pulse, they will do what they're supposed to do. So to demonstrate this, we'll go ahead and put down one of the weatherproof blocks, whatever, first. And then we'll put down, I think you shift right click the block that you want to assign first, and then you shift right click the phantom placer. And so that connects these two blocks. So now, if we put in a block, say for example, soul sand, and we give it a pulse, I actually think I brought some buttons too, just for that reason. Yep, there's a button. So we put down a button, click it, alright, and so it places down the soul sand. Alright, so make sure I pick everything back up. And then like for this one, because it's going to be in the middle, it's going to be kind of locked, we can in fact put this down first and then click on it with the linker, and then remove that like so, and then click on that. All right, and so let's actually go ahead and test this, how this works. Let me put the button back down, click the button. All right, so even though it's just an air block, well, it's not an air, it's a button, but even though there's no block there, it still puts it on. And then you configure whether you want to place it up or down, or which side of the block that you want to put on. So we're just going to go up for these ones. And that is that. So let me go ahead and place the rest of these. And for these ones are a little bit different. There's a problem. It's kind of a bug. You can't actually place wither skulls on up. So for these, what you want to do is shift right click, and then set this to down. And then we can just remove the block and put it right here. Alright, so I'm going to finish this. Alright, so these are now all done. They're connected. The witherproof block is placed. So now we need to worry about powering them. So since they're set to pulse, we need to connect them with redstone. And I'm going to use the redstone paste and a sticky repeater. And these are pretty neat. I wish vanilla redstone was like this. I think everyone does. But you can put these underneath blocks like so. And then you can kind of like, we only need it to come out to here so we can actually shave these little pieces off like so. And let's just go ahead and we need to do something. We need a delay to be on these because it has to place the heads down last. So we need to place like all of the soul sand blocks first, and after all those are placed down, then we need to place the head, the wither skulls. And so that will make sure that everything spawns properly. So what we need to do is we need some delay right here. And I'm just going to use this piece of cobblestone and a sticky repeater that you can place upside down. We'll set it like that, and we'll have that on a delay. Actually, I think I need to bring this back one. Do I? Or do I not? Let's go ahead and continue this. And I probably don't have to clean everything up, like break this little piece, and we don't want these to connect though, so I'll make sure to break those. Alright, and yeah. We could also probably like pull this up like so. Can I place there? Yes, I can place there. And then we can just put the button on here. And so that will power these, and then it'll delay, and then power these. So let's actually give this a quick test. So if we put, I guess I can't touch those blocks from there. Alright, it's okay. I can break these. I can just replace them. So let's put some cobblestone in these guys. Cobblestone, 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 and then how much more sand do I have? Soul sand goes in all of these. Alright, and then, and just for the sake of realism, let's also put these back as well, because this is pretty much what it's going to look like. So we'll look at this. Alright, so there was a slight problem. What was the problem? So first of all, these unrecognized blocks, the connected block is something unrecognizable that is 2 blocks away. Not sure. It could be, I don't know. Let me play around with this for a little bit. Alright, this should work this time. I have this similar now to what it'll be in the final version. We'll have a button, it's probably like over here, where we can just observe what happens. But now it says, if we look at it, the connected block is something unrecognizable and 2 blocks away. I'm not sure if this is going to work. It didn't give me that error just a second ago. It actually didn't give me that error until I put the redstone paste on. So, okay, so that worked. Yeah, that worked fine now, even though it's still saying the connected block is cobblestone. So maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't know why it didn't place the last time. But it did work, which is always a good thing. And you can see that there is a bit of delay. So, right, that's exactly what we want. So that's good. So let's go ahead and clean this up one more time. And then we need to get started on the next part, which is a shield generator. So the shield generator is from RF Tools, and you need shield templates. The recipe for that is pretty simple. And I made a stack. That should be all we need. Now there are different tiers of shield projectors, and the higher the tier, the more blocks that you can make. So pretty much it just means bigger shield. We don't really need a very big shield, so I just made the tier 1. I did infuse it. It's 100% infused, so infusing bonus, reduced power consumption, and increased damage. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and start building this, so we don't have to make a bottom for it. And that's like a very important thing about this, because if we did, we wouldn't, I don't think we can like place on top of these shield templates, which is why we actually have to use the Lonsiludite, whatever, that I'm not going to pronounce correctly ever. So yeah, let's do this, and then I think we only have to build up like 1, 2, 3 high. I might actually, yeah, I'm definitely going to need a little bit more of the shield template, but as I showed, the recipe's not too bad. I also think you have to have like a complete square. Like, I don't think you can leave the corners unfilled like that. Yeah, I'm going to have to go make a little bit more shield templates, so I will be right back. Alright, so I finished placing the shield templates, and I cleared out a little bit of space over here. So now we need to actually put down the shield projector. So we're going to go ahead and just put it down right here. And it requires power to run. So I brought 2-dimensional transceivers, even though we really only need the 1 for right now. So always active. Where is our energy? Main, we're going to receive from main. And so this guy has power. Alright, so we want to set a few options here. Pass, solid, damage. We want to do solid damage. So entity that matches this filter cannot pass and gets damage. So right now, that's everything. Anything Any entity cannot pass and gets damaged if it tries to. Let's actually test that out. I think this is set to redstone ignored. All right, so we also need a smart wrench. And then if we right click with the smart wrench, we can actually set it. So it's invisible right now. Set it to shield, texture, transparent, solid. Let's set it to shield. And then redstone ignored. There. So there we go. So there's our shield. So if we try to enter it, it says all, but I think it's player. Even though I'm not taking damage. I don't know why. Why am I not taking damage? Pass. Oh, because it's... Oh, okay. I know why. Saw damage, all. We have to add. So we can add, I think, as many as we want. I don't know. But now that that's added, so saw damage default. And I'm still not taking damage for some reason. Saw damage, player. Let's specify player. Add. It says generic damage type. Damage as done by player. Let's just do generic. So for some reason, it's not damaging me. Even though it should be. Players, maybe maybe it doesn't, maybe it doesn't affect the player who, although it should be all. Like, damage, entities can pass, gets damage. Let's add that one too. Okay, I'm not getting damaged. Maybe it's because I'm the owner. That is my thought. At least I hope so. But we want solid damage to hostile. And I should probably go like capture mob and make sure that it actually is going to damage them, because I would hate to start this up and not have it work. So yeah, solid damage, hostile, add selected filter. Yeah, so for some reason it's not hurting me, but let me go grab a bad guy and we can test it out. All right, well, I just brought in a skeleton and put him down, and he died. I guess he ran into the wall and it killed him. So I'm guessing this works. I guess I don't need two of them. Hostile, saw damage. All right, shield. Okay. So the next thing that we want to do is make sure that the shield is only running when there's a mob here. And to do that, we're going to use another interesting block. This is an entity detector, and it probably works the way you would think it works. It emits a redstone signal whenever it detects an entity. So that's pretty cool. So what I want to do is first, I think we need to bring this up by 1, or we could bring the shield down by 1. Well, maybe not. I think this actually has to be touching the shield, the actual blocks. So we can bring this up instead. Entity detector, and I want to set this to on to activate. So this needs a redstone signal to activate. Then we're also going to need a normal repeater, and it's just to carry the signal out. And all entities. So for example, if we set it to players and turn the radius way down, you can see this goes off, but when I come into range, when I'm 1 block away from this, it emits a signal and turns the shield on, right? And so we want to set this to monster, and then I'm going to set this up to like 7. But let's actually set it to players just to see what kind of range we get. So yeah, in case he like flies up and tries to escape, which is what, you know, that's what withers do, is they fly up and try to escape. So it should be all right. And that way we'll save a little bit of energy. This thing won't always be on. So set this to monster. Oops. And that's pretty much it. This is honestly pretty much done. Then all we need to do is kind of finish placing this redstone. And I guess I could do it like this or whatever. We could actually test this right now and see and hope that everything doesn't blow up. It sucks that I can't place from below with the redstone paste on there. So I have to break these blocks and replace these with did I bring my wither skeleton skulls? I did. Alright. I'm going to set this up and get ready for a test run. So I will be back in just a bit. Alright, we're back, and I do believe it's ready for a test run. If I did this right, what should happen is I'll press this button, a wither will spawn, and as soon as the wither spawns, this entity detector will turn on the shield. The wither will, it'll wait and then explode, and then shortly thereafter it will die, and then it will drop its nether star, and then the shield will also drop once it dies. If I didn't do this right, it could be a disaster. So let's go ahead and press this button and see what happens. Alright, so first things first. I guess that didn't connect. Alright, so now we'll press the button. Wither spawn. And also might want to turn the volume way down. I'm pretty confident this is going to work. There's always a chance that he could, like, get out. But this explosion shouldn't... Yeah. Alright, he's stuck. He's dying. This is exactly what I wanted to see. As long as he is unable to get out. And then the shield drops. Perfect. And I got the nether star because my coin of fortune is on. That is great. That is exactly the way that it should work. So yeah, the shield, while it's killing something, I think, takes some, like a bunch more RF per tick. But that was pretty quick, I guess. And it'll more than make up for it with the amount of nether stars that we get. So yeah, I brought a item collector and an oak drawer, but I don't know. I think I might actually want to handle that some other way. But for the most part, this is functional, and all I really have to do is clean things up, make it look a little bit nicer. But yeah, this is great. So next, we also want to look at the nether star generators. So there is the extra utilities too, which I don't really like them. And then there are the simple generators, which emulates extra utilities 1, and I like these much better. And I have done some testing with these in a test world, and I kind of want to try to get the Mark II. The Mark II will give like 5 minutes of 16,000 RF per tick for 5 minutes, which is insane. They all give, the nether stars give the same amount of energy, but the Mark I, it's over like 20 minutes or something. The Mark II is like 5, and I forget exactly what the Mark III is, but it's ridiculous. It burns it up really quickly. It just gives you a huge inflow of energy. But the Mark II is pretty good, but it requires 8 of the Mark Is and Dragon's Breath. We do have Dragon's Breath, but the Mark Is themselves, they're really not too bad. They do require at least 1 nether star per, and I actually wanted like maybe 8 of these. Maybe start off with something like 4, but I wanted 8. But I don't necessarily want a Mark III. But I would like to have all of that energy over a long period of time. 5 minutes is a good period of time. 20 minutes is a little too long for me, and honestly, we might end up using more than like the 4,000 or whatever per tick that we get, even though it'll just bottleneck, if that makes sense. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to clean up a little bit, maybe look into crafting some of these nether star generators, and maybe a way to hold some more power, like these vibrant capacitor banks. I think I can make some of these. These vibrant crystals, these octadic capacitors, they're pretty easy to make actually. So yeah, give me a little bit and I'll be back, and we'll see what kind of insane power that we can get from these nether stars. Alright, so I've been busy, and let's go to the nether star farm area, and you can see that I've cleaned it up a little bit. I just went ahead and put a bunch of basalt blocks and some alabaster to kind of contrast it. It looks alright, I guess. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's just, we're not going to visit this place very often. For now, I did go ahead and decide to use the storage drawers to keep some of this stuff. I brought the rest of the stuff that I had in my system, so I'll just drop those in there. And then whenever you want, you can just come in here, press this button, and it will spawn and kill a wither. Oops. There's one more thing that I need to do, and I need to place this advanced item collector. I need to place that right here. And we're just going to max the radius out. There shouldn't be anything else dropping besides whatever the wither boss drops. So, also let's quickly, before we turn this on and test it out, you can just see here where I've kind of cleaned all this up a little bit. Just made it nice, compact, made sure there's no holes in the wall, etc., etc. And then I moved this setup back here just so it's on the other side and it's out of the way. Also, I was able to get a block here by making the repeater point out and loop around like this instead of pointing directly in to the shield generator. So that is that for now. Eventually I'll probably have this pipe into like a, I don't know, an ender chest? I think there's ender chests in here. Anyway, turn this on, wither, and it does take a little while because you gotta wait for the wither to get ready and explode. And then once he does that, he dies pretty quickly. And I guess the one bad thing is kind of you can't really monitor how much power the shield generator is using, but it's not really a problem. And he's dead. And now we have another wither star and another one of these things. Why do I have more of these than I have nether stars though? That's interesting. But yeah, so that's going to be it for today. We're going to wait until next time to actually turn this into power. The episode's getting kind of late. But yeah, that was pretty freaking cool. Again, unfortunately, it's not an original idea. But yeah, that is going to set us up for some serious power. So that's it for this one. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.